Hey everybody, this is Vance from FishingWithVance.com. Today we're going to do a full Pelican Bass Raider review. We've modified this thing a bunch of times, but we started thinking that we actually never did a full-blown review of this boat. So we're going to do a review today, and I'm just going to talk about some of the things that I really like about it now that we've had it for about 3 years, and some of the things we don't like about it. We'd like to see that they would have done differently. But this is an older model. It's the Pelican Bass Raider 10. I don't think they even make this anymore. They're the 10E. And the newer ones have a yellow top. This is an all green model. Like I said, I got it about 3 years ago. So some of the things I like about it are, or we like about it, I should say, is it's very portable. When I first got this boat, it was because I wanted to have something that I could fish with by myself. And now my fishing partner's around, that's great, but when I first got it, it was something I wanted to be able to go on by myself. And this thing's pretty light. I'll have the full specs up above in the video. There you go, point like that. I'll have the full specs of this boat in the video. But it's very light. I can throw this thing up into my truck by myself. And you've seen the videos of us loading in the back of my Tacoma. If you haven't, check that out. But again, it's light. I can get it in and out of the lake very easily. So that was a big selling point for me. Another thing we like about it is that it's very stable. You see me on the videos, I'm a bigger guy, but this thing, it does fine with me on this boat. I move around, and as my partner says, I start calling Billy Bronco when I'm doing the bass hook sets. And I've never thrown them off the boat yet, so hopefully I never do. But the point is the boat is very, very stable. So that's another big selling point for it. Another thing I really like about it is it was very inexpensive. I think I paid about, I want to say $550 for it. And they go anywhere, I've seen them now from as low as $550. They're up to about $650 now for the newer models. Like I said in the beginning, this is the 10, the Pelican 10. The newer ones come wired. They're the 10E. But this one doesn't have wiring. So you've seen in our modification videos that High Life had to wire it. So again, the price of this boat is very affordable if you don't have the money for the big bass boats. Another thing we really like about it is it's very durable. It's 3 years old. Again, I'm a big guy. I'm getting on and off this thing. We're throwing it on and off my truck. We're dragging it on the dock where we fish. There's no dock, and it's held up very well. Sometimes this thing literally gets tossed off the back of the truck, and it's not, it's no worse for the wear. It's just as good as the day we got it. So that's pretty much it for what it's a great boat. I can't really say too much negative about it because it's really been, it's done what we wanted it to do. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the positives. The negatives, they're not many because we really like this thing. I'd say my number one negative is the boat only has 2 pole holders, and we use those like crazy. So it would have been nice if they would have put a pole holder back here. And, I'm fishing in this end of the boat a lot, and there's no pole holder, so High Life had to build pole holders for me, which shouldn't be the case, on a boat like this. It's made for 2 guys, but there's only pole holders for 1 guy. So that was one thing that I thought was kind of silly. The other thing is the floor, even though it's stable, when that floor warms up, it's hard on your feet to stand up. It gets warm, and it hurts. It actually hurts the bottom of your feet to stand up on this thing. It's still stable, but the floor, we had to put a floor in, which you've seen on other videos, I'm sure. Another negative of it is the front plate. It probably would have been good for that to be a full-blown big plate, just like in the back. But it's probably designed to hold a full motor there and a trolling motor up here. But it would have been nice to have the big plate up front. And another negative is really the lack of storage. Now, granted, this thing is not really made to have a lot of storage, especially when you start getting a lot of rods up here. We really didn't like, definitely I didn't like laying my rods up on here. I was always afraid I was going to kick them over the side of the boat. And I'm really not sure what a lot of these molds are for. Some are for drinks, probably light tackle, things along those lines. But And there's no real place for dry storage, like for, you know, your keys, your wallet, your phone. I've noticed other boats, maybe the Bass Buggy has something that you can twist, take a lid off, put some dry goods in there, and throw it back. But again, minor negatives. Overall, the boat is really awesome. Probably one more thing you probably noticed, these are not the seats that come with this boat. Highlights got these from me a few years ago, and we replaced the original plastic ones. Those weren't very comfortable, and so we had to upgrade to these guys. And these have worked out great, but I would say it'd be better if they would put a little better seat on the boat. But again, it's made to be inexpensive so that the everyday fisherman can use this boat and go out and catch lots of bass. And this thing has caught lots of bass. So that's pretty much it. If anybody has any questions on this boat, please fill out the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'll have other videos on a modified version of this coming for this year. And stay tuned for future episodes of fishingwithvance.com.